Oh, wait, Savannah, look, there they are. We spy all of our Today All Day viewers. We hope you all are having a good Thursday.
Oh, we see you, and we're so glad you joined us for our digital show Today in 30, that 30-minute blend of everything you love about the 4 hours of our show, but shorter, smaller, faster, better.
We like that. First, as President Biden returns to Washington, we'll explore the takeaways from his first foreign trip, including that historic summit with Vladimir Putin.
And then, guess what? Jenna went skydiving with the Golden Knights live to honor the birthdays of the U.S. Army and her beloved grandfather who loved to jump out of planes. Let's see how Jenna does.
And our good friend Jill Martin has some exciting news to share, especially for those of you who love Today All Day as much as we do. She's got a new show. It premieres today, and she's going to tell us all about it.
I'm excited. I bet we can shop, and I think it's time. We can't wait any longer. It is time for Today in 30.
What do you say we get right to our top story? President Biden back in the White House this morning after wrapping up his trip to Europe with that face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin. So the question is, what was accomplished? What's the roadmap ahead? We do have two reports. We're going to start with NBC White House correspondent Jeff Bennett. Hey, Jeff, good morning.
Hey, Hoda, good morning to you. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin emerged from roughly 3 hours of meetings in Switzerland yesterday, projecting optimism for future relations despite continued divisions on thorny topics from cyber attacks to human rights abuses. Now, look, there was never any expectation that the meeting in Geneva would solve the many problems between the U.S. and Russia, but President Biden says it was important to lay out the U.S. position and get some rules of the road in a relationship that has been eroding for years.
Overnight, President Biden returning to the White House, fresh off his face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Russian leader deeming the talks constructive, Mr. Biden calling the meetings positive, insisting he met the moment.
It was important to meet in person, so there can be no mistake about or misrepresentations about what I wanted to communicate. I did what I came to do.
But the president left the summit with few concrete pledges of action from Putin, including on cybersecurity, following a string of attacks within the U.S. linked to Russian actors.
I talked about the proposition that certain critical infrastructure should be off limits to attack, period, by cyber or any other means. And if in fact they violate these basic norms, we will respond. Cyber. He knows. In the cyber way.
Putin denying any responsibility.
Most of the cyber attacks in the world are carried out from the cyber realm of the United States.
And dodging questions on human rights, comparing his crackdown on dissent to arrests following the U.S. Capitol riots.
People came to the U.S. Congress with political demands. 70 of them were arrested right away after the events.
I think that's a ridiculous comparison.
After families of American prisoners in Russia pleaded with Mr. Biden to make progress, the president giving no details but saying talks would continue.
I'm not going to walk away on this.
Back home, President Biden facing some criticism for giving Putin the global stage.
I saw nothing coming out of this summit threatening Putin's power.
Putin, for his part, saying the summit saw no hostility between the two, while expressing respect for Mr. Biden as a political leader.
He's very constructive. He's very balanced, just the way that I expected.
The president flashing frustration when pressed on the future of the relationship.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident he'll change behavior. What the hell? What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is that the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world.
Now, the president later publicly apologized for his reaction to that question, which mischaracterized his comments. Asked again by reporters if his optimism was more wishful thinking than reality, President Biden said there's value to being realistic while putting on an optimistic face. And he said that the real success of the talks with Putin would be determined in the next few months based on whether Putin's confrontational posture toward the U.S. improves.
Craig joins the table now, and we're turning to the latest in the pandemic.
Hey, good to see you again, my friend. Efforts intensifying this morning to get even more Americans vaccinated against the coronavirus. This amid a growing threat posed by that new Delta variant, fueling fears of a new surge here in the United States. NBC's Blaine Alexander joins us from the CDC's headquarters in Atlanta. Blaine, good morning.
Well, Craig, good morning to you. This new Delta variant is one that health officials have been watching for some time now. It was first detected in India, but cases are now on the rise here in the U.S., posing a new threat to those who are not vaccinated.
With the country creeping closer to the July 4th holiday, the Biden administration is making a renewed push for vaccinations. The effort to declare independence from the COVID-19 pandemic is only intensifying with news of the new Delta variant, more contagious, more severe, and experts worry soon to be more prominent than any other variant in the U.S., already accounting for 10% of new cases.
That happened in a relatively short period of time, and it will likely increase significantly beyond that.
Among the biggest concerns, the nearly 56% of Americans who are not fully vaccinated, especially teens and young children.
When you're vaccinated, you serve as a wall, as a barrier to infection coming into your home, into your community. The more of us that can get vaccinated, the bigger of a wall we can build around our children.
But a new poll reveals why some Americans are still slow to get the shot. 37% of those asked point to vaccine hesitancy, but nearly double that number say they faced barriers in trying to get the shot, including difficulty making an appointment or believing they were not eligible. Still, for many Americans, the vaccine represents a shot at summer fun.
We're excited. We're ready.
In New York, where most of the state's COVID restrictions were lifted this week, the Yankees and the Mets announcing a return to full capacity.
On one hand, we're seeing a number of states loosening restrictions, but on the other hand, we're hearing this dire warning about the Delta variant. Is this a confusing message?
Well, Blaine, I think what you're hearing is really a message for two different populations, which is that if you are vaccinated, you are still in good shape. You're still protected against the variants. But if you are unvaccinated, there's still reasons to be cautious, to still wear a mask, to still avoid indoor gatherings.
And Craig, tomorrow, Vice President Kamala Harris will travel here to Georgia. It's part of the administration's push to boost vaccination rates in some southern states where they're among the lowest rates in the country. Craig.
We saw the Vice President in South Carolina just a few days ago doing the same thing. Blaine, thank you.
She has taken our show to new heights this morning, flying high above Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Yeah. She is ready to skydive. Put your goggles on. Oh, my gosh, she's got a little shake. She is jumping right now in honor of two birthdays this month, the U.S. Army's 246th anniversary and what would have been her grandfather's 97th birthday.
Can we all take one deep breath for Jenna together?
You got this.
We got it. The plane has reached its maximum altitude. It's 10,000 feet. It's moving at a speed of 120 miles an hour. Jenna, are you ready?
So we're going to jump out in about...
Jenna, you ready?
I'm ready, y'all.
Okay,
put the visibility unlimited. The door is open. Here we go.
Put your goggles on, girl.
1 minute.
Okay.
I am, but they say they're foggy.
They're foggy?
Goggles down.
Okay, you're okay. It's going to be great.
Here I go. Okay.
We love you.
We love you, Jenna. Go get them.
Got it. Love you.
You got this. Love you.
See you on the ground.
All right. Okay, you got it.
God bless. Here we go.
Oh, gosh.
Let's go,
Why did
Army.
I say yes to this?
Okay.
We're going?
We're going.
Okay. All right.
Less than a minute, 30
We're doing
seconds.
this for Gampy, okay?
You got this for Gampy. Okay. It was an honor sharing that sky that day. I remember we had clouds beforehand. It opened up just in time for us to get that jump out and land. All right, hands on your harness. Deep breath.
Yes, sir.
Let it out.
Oh, God, dear God. Dear God, right into you.
Oh, my gosh.
The plane. She's got it.
Let me win.
Oh, my God. There she's off. Wow. Wow.
Is she screaming your name?
She's good.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's do it.
There's the parachute.
Y'all, I did it. Oh, my gosh, here we are. I did it.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
An airplane with the U.S. Army Golden Knights.
Oh, I did it with the U.S. Army Golden Knights. It was amazing.
feel like, they said it doesn't feel like falling, it feels like floating. Does it feel like floating?
It feels like floating, but it's one of the most exhilarating, terrifying moments of your life. But I have to say it's peaceful and beautiful right now, and I feel close to all the people I've been missing. So I recommend, if you can, try it. Oh my gosh.
She's still falling
now we're
to the
just
earth.
sailing and it's peaceful. Yes, I'm still falling to the earth, so he's making a few adjustments, which makes me slightly nervous. I think it's all good, right, Sergeant Ablin? What should I do?
Let's talk about our landing real quick, okay?
Okay, we're going to talk about the landing. Knees up high.
Toes up to the sun.
Toes up to the sun.
Higher, just like that.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, relax.
I'm not that flexible, y'all. But, yeah, I'm still, it's beautiful up here.
Your
my
Gampy
gosh.
would be so proud.
And so we're, oh, thank you, Al. That's so sweet. I can't
believe we're talking to you, Jenna, and you're flying.
Get up nice and high for me. Get those knees up high.
Okay, knees up high.
You got to listen.
I know, and by the way, Sergeant Ablin is also like, Sergeant Ablin's like, can y'all please be quiet? We now have to land on the ground. But
we got about 2 minutes before we're going to touch back down on Earth.
It's pretty, we have 2 minutes till we're going to touch down on Earth, he said. And I have to say, the view from here is pretty spectacular.
You know what? Hey, Jenna, do you mind this? Why don't we bring in retired Army Sergeant First Class Mike Elliott?
Yes, please
He
do.
completed 15,000 dives. 3 of them happened to be with your grandfather. Mike, you wanted us to call you Mike. Good morning. Can you just assess how Jenna did? Are you there, Mike?
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
good
Mike.
Morning.
Would you assess how Jenna did?
Oh, she did a marvelous job. I was watching her from the time she got into the door, and she exited the aircraft. She had a really nice arch, and I can hear her screaming with joy. She did a great job.
Mike, we know that you jumped with her grandfather several times, and that forged a bond and a friendship. Can you tell us about that, how you stayed in touch all those years?
How you feeling?
You know, the first time I jumped with former President Bush, I was with the U.S. Army Golden Knights. The Golden Knights were selected to do the jump. I was just a member of the team at the time. And after that first jump, we built a relationship. And I had the opportunity to jump him on his 85th birthday and then again on his 90th birthday. And so many times he called me his friend. And it was just such an honor to be in the presence of an American hero.
Hey, Mike, it looks like Jenna's about to land. We're watching intently as she comes in for the landing. And right now, I guess she's getting instructions on exactly what she would do. Here it comes.
Okay, so do I put my leg? Is this enough?
Absolutely. Yeah, Joe is having her.
Here we come. Here we come, baby.
All right, hang on, girl.
Goes up.
You got it.
All right, here we go, y'all. Coming back to Earth. So up, is this enough?
A little higher.
Gosh, my hamstrings are tight.
Okay, pick your feet on nice and high.
Do you think I have to hold them up?
And she's landing in a really special
gosh.
place.
Here we go.
Yeah. Pull.
Yes!
There you go!
Safe at home.
Thank you so
nailed it,
much.
all right.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Oh, my
we
God.
are at the National Museum of the United States Army. How remarkable is this?
Jenna.
The Golden Knights. What do you think about spending the day with us?
I would do it again 1,000 times.
Well,
Oh, hi guys.
Hey,
I'm
Jenna,
here, back on Earth.
Jenna, we have one special guest who may be even more emotional than you are on the phone with us. Your mom, First Lady Laura Bush. Mrs. Bush, good morning. How are you?
Good. I was really nervous, I'll have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, Jenna handled it like a
Mom,
champ.
I can't believe I did that.
I know it. I can't believe it either. It was great. You did great. And it was a great, really, honor to your Gampy.
Mrs. Bush, I'm sure
Mom,
you
I
and the
was so
president were...
nervous.
Yeah, I bet you guys were watching, biting some nails up there. But it does mean so much to your family to continue this tradition.
Yeah, no, and it's so sweet. We're so thrilled. But also, we're real can't wait to visit the new U.S. Army Museum. My dad was in the U.S. Army in World War II, so that'll be interesting to get to see it.
Mrs. Bush.
We're proud of Jenna.
Mrs. Bush, have you ever thought about skydiving?
What's that?
Have you ever thought about skydiving?
No. No, I would never jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Hey, drink to that.
Amen.
Mom, I have to tell you, I was so nervous this morning, and I was second guessing why I was even doing this. And the Golden Knights named the airplane I jumped out of after GAMPS. And so I felt really inspired.
That's so sweet. Really sweet. So you did
this is the man that saved my life.
Jenna did great up there. Perfect.
She said our landing was a little wild.
It was fun.
But that sort of is also
that's
par for
a
the
safe
course.
Slide and landing.
Yeah.
The safest way to land.
The problem is my hamstrings were so tight I couldn't pull my legs up any further.
Hey, Jenna,
thank you so much.
What we thought was wild, Jenna, was you were screaming for the first minute, and then you were just enjoying yourself as you were just floating to Earth.
That looked like a lot of fun.
When you fall, it is scary. Yeah, but when you float to Earth, it's really beautiful and peaceful. And so, yes, I was enjoying it a lot.
Oh, that's great.
And you
I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing that in honor of Gandhi.
Oh. And the Army.
Thanks, Mom. I love you.
Thanks. Love you.
What's up? Today in 30 crowd. Kotb Melvin here. Heading inside. Hey! Thanks for coming, guys. Had the big Coldplay concert this morning. Now we're going to go inside for my dad's got this store. It's coming up right now.
All right, so what was everybody's favorite and least favorite part of the day?
Meet Jose Rolón, a Brooklyn-based wedding planner and single dad of 3 who goes by the username NYC Gay Dad in viral videos on TikTok and Instagram.
You're making me clean again?
Don't make me destroy you.
Parenting 3 kids during the pandemic gave him the creative spark that pushed him to the platform.
LGBTQ rights have been going on for quite some time. But I do think in the parenting space, we really sort of still are at the forefront of that. This was a platform to be able to highlight LGBTQ plus family here that is doing the same things that you do.
Was there a conscious decision to try and use it to break down barriers and shatter myths and preconceived ideas about what fatherhood is?
You know, I grew up with a father who was all about like machismo and, you know, you couldn't talk about your feelings. And so I think one of the things that I wanted to highlight too on social media is as a man, you can be vulnerable.
Growing up, Jose always dreamed of one day becoming the kind of dad that he wished he'd had.
You had this killer smile, beautiful eyes.
After marrying his husband, Tim Merrill, in 2010, it seemed like he was one step closer to making that dream a reality. When and how did you decide that you were ready to be parents?
When Tim and I met, I think he revealed to me on the 3rd date that he did not want to have children. And I was like, oh man, we're in trouble here, right? Because I knew that I always wanted to have kids. But something happened right after we got married and we were outside of a coffee shop and he said to me, so I want you to know that I've been open to being open to having children. I lost it.
Through surrogacy, the pair welcomed their son Avery into the world in March of 2013.
Tim ended up being this really incredible father. So when we hit 2 months, he was walking out of the room and was holding Avery in his arms. And he's like, babe, I think we should have more children. I was like, what? And we went for it.
The unexpected happened. Their surrogate became pregnant with twins. But 11 weeks into the pregnancy, while his husband Tim was on a trip in Pennsylvania, Jose got a phone call that would change everything.
And I got a call from the Pennsylvania police department. I get on the phone and the detective told me that he had passed away the night before. And it was a heart attack in his sleep. There was so much running through my head, just not only having in that moment dealing with the grieving and feeling numb, but my mind also went to, we're 11 weeks pregnant. My son just lost his father. What if something were to happen to me? I didn't want to leave him alone in this world. So I made a decision in that moment to not only follow through the pregnancy, but I actually announced that we were pregnant while giving my husband's eulogy at a church in front of 300-400 people. Here we are, 7 years later. Now my son is 8. My girls will be 7 next week.
I mean, you ever take a step back and you look at your life and you think, sweet God, what am I doing? 3 children, single dad.
Yeah, look, this ride has been wild, and I think we all go through phases of grieving. Nothing is permanent. I'm aware that this can shift like that. So for me, it's really vital that I stay in this moment and I appreciate it and I'm grateful and I keep moving forward with my kids in the best way that I can so that when those moments come where stuff goes down, hopefully I'll be ready.
He'll be ready.
Wow.
Jose Ramon, by the way, I mean, it makes it look easy. Like single father of 3.
We know that it's not.
No.
Good for him.
And he was recently featured on the cover of Parents Latina magazine. The first gay dad to ever make that cover, by the way.
Well deserved, obviously. And it's funny, you mentioned parenting and covers and magazines, because Craig, you're in not one, but 2 magazines.
Don't put anybody in magazines.
No, that's not. Celebrating the release of your new book, Pops. Great article in the latest issue of People, talking with you and your dad, Lawrence. Really terrific. And then this Sunday, you're going to be popping up in Parade magazine, sharing some of your favorite Father's Day items.
I knew there'd be alcohol in there.
Well, and the bourbon, by the way, is the one that you introduced.
Oh, Uncle Nearest.
Oh, that's good.
Uncle Nearest.
We talked about that before.
Oh, yeah. And the People article, by the way, People scored the exclusive with my father.
Oh.
He wouldn't do TV. No, he wouldn't do TV. All of a sudden, People calls and says,
wow.
People magazine.
I mean, that's a real deal.
It is.
I mean, let's face it, it's People magazine.
Exactly.
You go to the barber shop.
That's right.
People magazine, right there.
You sound like my dad. By the way, that Dad's Got This story that you just saw there, you can catch more of them. There's a Dad's Got This marathon.
Nice.
Tomorrow at 1:30 and 9:30, and throughout this Father's Day weekend, and you can catch it on today.com/all day.
Only thing that would have trumped People is with the 70s if you'd been on Jet magazine.
That's true. That's true. It's true.
You'll settle for People.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Jill Martin here. You're watching Today in 30, and I'm so excited. I'm back in 30 Rock! I cried when I walked in this morning. Seriously. Anyway, you're watching Today in 30 in my favorite streaming channel, Today All Day. And today is the debut of Shop Today with Jill Martin. We bring you it-list items with the hottest stars. And my first guest is Gwyneth Paltrow. All right, I want you to take a look. I was about to talk about the pandemic and balance. You said every night you had a glass of whiskey. Do you feel like that's something you took from this pandemic? The balance of being able to have 2 whiskeys, if that's your choice at night, and then still say, I want the goop glow in the morning.
I think if I've learned anything throughout my life and this pandemic is we are all capable of going inside to recalibrate and to rebalance, and that balance is good and not punishing yourself is great.
She's incredible. And she really taught us in this interview to be your own best friend. And she teaches us how to get the summer glow and so much more on today.com at noon.
And you can shop. This is the future of shopping. I really think it is.
It's a full experience, and I'm so excited to watch it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And again, you can shop Today with Jill Martin, streaming at noon, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Today All Day. And to sign up for alerts so you never miss an episode, text all day to the number below.
I am so looking forward to Jill's new show. I'm going to shop till I drop. Shop today.
I know you will. And stick around for another big show tomorrow. Kevin Hart's going to swing by.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Have a great day. We'll see you bright and early Friday morning.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.